So I've been covering all kinds of topics. The controversial fishing video, but just dropped my buddy off at work. My buddy's 30-something years old, never drove a car in his life. Takes the bus to and from work every day. Today he got paid, and he gave me $10. Take him to work, and I do. I take his $10, even though he's my buddy, just because I gotta let him know. You know, I feel like I'm trying to teach someone a lesson. Oh, see a cop down there with his lights on, just freaking flying. So anyway, I'm on my way to work. I have a patient. I got 2 patients I got to see today. We are heading west. We are heading towards the Everglades. We're probably, I don't know how far we are. Maybe about 8 miles? 6 to 8 miles from the Everglades. We'll see. Anyway, I really don't. Yesterday wasn't picked. So there's fears. The fears of a recession, and I'm not. If we go into a recession, I wouldn't be. Surprised. I mean, we've had high interest rates now for a while, right? We've had high interest rates, and we're sucking money out of the economy. Because that's what the high interest rates do, right? It sucks money out of the economy. You make it more expensive. People don't have enough. People don't have that extra income because things are more expensive. So over time, you're sucking the money out of the economy. Higher interest rates create higher unemployment. If you look at history, history shows that's what they did. That's what happens. And the feds have been trying to take a slow approach, right? Gradually raise interest rates and then try to gradually. I'm going to say they're going to start cutting interest rates because now they're under so much pressure, right? I think if it was up to them, I think they would want to keep their than they are now. They continue to suck the money out. There's going to be tremendous pressure to, especially in an election year. I'm in Florida. I'm heading west. I'm in South Florida. I'm heading west. But I remember last year, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, Senator Kennedy from Louisiana had Jerome Powell. They were doing hearings, and he was showing him a chart saying, you know, you're going to create unemployment. Wisdom for 20-year-olds. Yeah. I think there's a trade-off, right? You know, I drive Uber and Lyft when I'm not doing my therapy gigs because I like to keep working. So I talk to people of all ages, all colors, all nationalities, everything, right? And it's so funny. A lot of kids in their 20s still live at home, right? They have no idea. They have no idea what faces them. They have no idea. When you're 21, 22, or you're still in college at the 22 or 23, what you think's going to happen and what actually does happen are totally two different things. Like you're living in fantasy world. I just had my buddy in the car. You know, I had someone in the car who's 34 years old, still lives at home. Still lives at home. The person, I took $500 and I was able to stretch it for a month living at home. You know? And, dude, sometimes when I get those alerts, your electric bill's been processed, for $300 something. Your credit card payment has been processed. Your cable, your internet, your cell phone. I go, dude. Sometimes I go through $1,000 in a day. I go through $1,000 in a day with all my bills coming out at one time. You know, when you live at home, hey, I give my parents a couple $100 a week, and my cell phone bill just got processed for $60. You know, unfortunately, they had no idea what's going on. I'm going to go volunteer for a campaign. I'm going to go volunteer for the Trump campaign. I'm going to go volunteer for the Kamala Harris campaign. Well, why don't you go volunteer for a job? Why don't you go, the effort that you're putting into volunteering for things, you can't afford to volunteer. You need to go get a job. If you had a job, a good paying job, I don't know. Anyway, that little thing you see up here, that thing, is my express pass when I go on the highway. So, something happened. Is there anybody else in the not going until someone thug shakes? I don't know what that is. That's a young person thing. Shakes. Yo, wisdom for 20, you're not good at bad. But I'm about to go see one of my patients. I'm going to say, and my patient's going to go, no! Can't make me. No, it's true, I can't make you. But I'll tell the doctor, oh no, don't tell the doctor. Or I'm going to tell your kids. You're 70 years old. I'm going to call up your 50-year-old son and tell him you're not going to do therapy. He's not going to be happy. Oh no. No, I'll be there. Yeah, palm trees, man. Palm trees everywhere. I take it for granted because that's we have in Florida. We have every type of palm tree you can imagine. There's like common here, right? To the left, you got a golf course. Over here, palm trees everywhere. Over here, you have a housing community, palm trees everywhere. Everywhere's a freaking palm tree. So used to it. I get that a lot. Like if I'm live streaming and driving. Avocado tree. I had them in their backyards. Like my mom has an avocado tree. It's like clockwork. When avocado season comes, she puts them in bags and she drops them on my front door. took my son. We went fishing yesterday. It was, the heat was so bad, let me just say this, the humidity was so bad yesterday that walking on the golf course fishing was almost unbearable. Because we had so much, I mean, it says the temperature says it's only 89, right? 88 to 89 right now. We're supposed to have a high of like 90 or 91 in Florida. But we have had so much rain that there's so much humidity that it makes it feel so hot. So, I mean, literally, you walk out of your house and your glasses completely fog over. We keep our house thermostat on 75 degrees, and then you walk out in the mornings or sometimes at night, and it's so humid that your glasses fog over. Well, my glasses fog over, and then you immediately break out into a sweat. You're not outside 2 minutes and you're already sweating. That's what it is because of the humidity. But let me just say this: we only have 2 or 3 more months. 2 or 3 more weeks. Come October 1st, it's like someone flips a light switch and the humidity kind of starts to go away. It starts to go away, and it's like beautiful out. So we just gotta get through like another couple of weeks. But yeah, we went fishing. So we went to a golf course, and I had a little thermometer that you put on your line, and you throw it out there, or you lower it in the water, and you can see what the water temp is, so you know what you're dealing with. We were I went to the lake. It was 86 degrees. The water was 86 degrees. Weather in New York sucks. I hear you. Golden Arches on your right, Taco Bell next door, Starbucks across the street. What else we got? What part of New York? People say, sometimes when you hear New York, right away people think of Manhattan. Report exotic species. Report the exotic species. It looks like some type of monitor lizard. That looks like a python. I'm not sure what the left thing is. Oh, that's another lizard. Facing this. Upstate New York. Okay. My aunt lived in Syracuse for a while. She said it was, I hear someone who went from South Florida, Fort Lauderdale area, to Syracuse for something. I don't know. She had a relative who lived up there. And she said the winter was really almost died, but we're just not used to it. It's pretty hard to make that adjustment being up north and then try to come down here. How long does it take to get to the other side of Florida? Well, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and then we have a highway called Alligator Alley that cuts through the Everglades to the west coast. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes. Because Florida's long. Right? If you're in Miami or Fort Lauderdale and someone says, hey, drive to Georgia, it's going to take you 6 hours. It takes you 6 hours just to get out of Florida. But depending, like if you're in Miami, you can get to the West Coast, which is Naples, hour and a half. Maybe depending on traffic, maybe a little quicker. If you're in, let's say you're in Orlando, Disney World area, you can get to Tampa, which is on the West Coast, hour and 15 minutes. And if you want to go to the East Coast, which is like Cape Canaveral, where they launched the rockets and stuff, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. It's funny, living in Fort Lauderdale, it's so freaky, right? Cape Canaveral is like 3.5 hours from me, north. But when SpaceX and all those rockets go off, if they go off at night, you can see them going up in the air. You can see the little red dot going up in the air. You're a couple hundred miles away and you can see the engine burning as the rocket. I filmed it one night. I could see the rocket. It was so clear. I could see the rocket going for over a minute. For over a minute. Yeah, Florida's long. That's why people hate driving out of state, especially if you're in Miami. It just takes you so long to get out of the state. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you got on 95 and was going 75 miles an hour, right? And all you had to do is stop and get gas, it's going to take you 4.5, 5 hours. It just is. Florida's, it's not easy. Look at this guy. He's in a hurry. School zone. See the blinking yellow light right there? School zone. They don't care. Everyone's in a hurry. Until one day you go up and down this road through this school zone and you don't see any cops. And then one day all the cops are going to be sitting out there on their motorcycles on the side of the road, and they start pulling people over left and right. And I don't know how it is in other parts of the country, but you do not want a school zone ticket in Florida. It takes 6 hours to get to Washington, D.C. from where I'm at, yeah, from New York. No. I think when I was younger, me and a buddy drove from Fort Lauderdale to New York City, Queens. His father lived in Queens. And I think we did it in 20 hours. And that was straight through. That was just stopping for gas, maybe, whatever. Took us 20 hours. City at Burger King. I totally missed. I'm busy talking, not paying attention to what I'm doing here, and I missed my turn to get to work. So now I gotta go the other way. I gotta improvise. I gotta go down this way now. Yeah, I'm getting off the highway because now I gotta improvise. So now you're gonna see. It's a pretty nice area right here. This road, you see all the different trees, palm trees, royal palm trees. Those big trees on the right up there, the tall ones. Those are called royal palms. Those are pretty. The problem is their branches, the leaves, the palm leaves are so heavy. You can't have them near any type of structure like a house or something, because if they break off and land on your roof, they go right through the roof. I seen them come off the house. I seen them come off and hit a house and broke. part of the house. All right, I got a bang of left right here. I'm gonna park this. Yes, I missed my turn, so I had to improvise. I'm busy talking, so I had to improvise to get back to get back to this road. I had to make a big circle, and I didn't want to make a U-turn in the school zone. Sometimes you hear those weird things like, is it illegal to change lanes in a school zone? Can you make a U-turn in a school zone? So instead of trying to make a U-turn, I just made a left, made a big circle. Now I'm back. I'm hoping that my patient is. Usually I'm at work. I'm at work by 8:30, but my buddy needed the ride to work, so I gave him a ride. Now I'm 40 minutes late, but I really don't have to worry about that. I don't have a boss that's gonna bust my chops. Trump has a golf course in Florida. I don't know where though. No, he's got a bunch of golf courses. He's got one in Miami. It's called Trump International, I think. Doral. That's down in Miami. Then he's got one in West Palm. We got one in West Palm Beach. He's got a few. But don't forget, people think just because it has Trump's name on it doesn't mean he owns it. Because down in Miami, in some area called Sunnyside or something, down on the beach, there's like 3 or 4 condos down there that says Trump. And don't forget, Trump doesn't own. He licenses his name. He has a management company, right? If you want to pay Trump X amount of dollars a month, he'll have a company that manages the property, or you can license his name and you can call it Trump. I think that's the misconception. A lot of people think that every time you see Trump, he owns it, and he doesn't. He doesn't own everything that his name's on. And that was the big argument. The big argument was that they were trying to put a value. When Trump said, "Oh, I'm a billionaire," and people were like, "Yeah, ain't no billionaire," and they were trying to figure out. I don't know what the whole thing was. They're trying to figure out his net worth. That he owns things, he licenses things. Listen, I gotta go. I'm at work. I gotta get in there and see my patient. Hopefully, she's not mad, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.